This episode of Own the Grey is brought to you by I Am. Discover your unique talents, realize your potential, and align to your path. Take the first step to uncover your life purpose by visiting debrajones.ca/courses. We all have that inner voice whose words can raise you up, but can just as easily cut you down. Many people are conscious of their inner voice as it provides a running commentary on their lives throughout each day. This inner voice or self-talk, combining conscious thoughts and unconscious beliefs, provides a way for the brain to interpret and process our daily experiences. Our self-talk can be cheerful and supportive, or it can be negative and self-defeating. Self-talk can be beneficial when it's positive, calming your fears and bolstering your confidence. Human nature, unfortunately, is prone to negative self-talk, including sweeping assertions like, "I can't do anything right," or "I'm a complete failure." Well, the problem with negative self-talk is that it doesn't reflect the truth. It's an untrue story that can convince you that you're not only not good enough, but that you won't get better. This is who you are, and you should suffer for it. This can be paralyzing, and this way of thinking perpetuates the problem. It's especially problematic for people with depression and anxiety. If you frequently experience destructive and dysfunctional self-talk that's nonstop and overly critical, this added negativity can overwhelm you. And in this situation, professional treatment is advised and effective. In this episode, I'll show you how you can silence your inner critic by uncovering the science and the truth. Welcome to Own the Grey, a podcast to dispel the notion that aging is undesirable and setting new, positive attitudes. I'm Deborah Jones, and I believe you can be vibrant and healthy throughout the best years of your life. Do you know what the most powerful 2 words in the world are? I am. Right now, what word or words would you place after them? How about, I am tired, I am worried, I'm struggling to keep my head above water? Well, when you say these 2 words aloud, and when you think them, be aware that you're manifesting them, reinforcing them, and giving them life. Pairing those 2 words, I am, with other words, gives the sentence creative power. Be sure that what you're saying or thinking is something that you want to manifest more of, because you will. Throughout life, you've been through a conditioning process, we all have, that has created a mindset overflowing with I am nots. As a child, with an unsatisfactory grade on your report card, you might have thought to yourself, I am not smart. You place anywhere other than number 1 and say, I am not talented. You criticize and believe that I am not good. You look in the mirror and compare yourself to an idol and tell yourself, I am not attractive. Your relationship fractures and you think, I am not loved or not worthy. These statements and many more like them, when repeated throughout your developmental years and into adulthood sometimes, influence how you define yourself, how you experience life, and what you can and can't create. As Henry Ford once said, if you believe you can, or you believe you can't, you're right. If you are not experiencing the reality you desire, perhaps it's because there's an I am not story going on inside your head. It's possible to overcome an I am not story, and it begins with an awareness of the story that you're telling yourself and an understanding that it is simply a story that you believe to be true. Well, beliefs are simply stories you tell yourself over and over again, but when you change the story, you can change your life. Well, this awareness alone could lead you to experiencing a powerful wake-up call right here, right now. Empowerment is achieved through a state of coherence, being in right relationship with yourself. And although the empowerment process is simple, it's not necessarily easy, and here's how you can do it. Once you become aware of an I am not story, turn it around and relate it to an experience in which you were that adjective. For example, if your statement was, I am not effective, think back to a time where you were able to affect something. Maybe a project was successful. Maybe you achieved a desired result. So then your statement gets replaced with a truthful, I am effective. I know this because, and then you just fill in your true story. Repeat it to yourself as often as you need to until you can accept its truth. You'll know when you've started to believe it when you notice the tension around the sentence starting to dissipate. You start to relax and the words flow more confidently. Repeat as necessary. Well, the science around this is interesting. Quantum physics has scientifically proven that your thoughts create your reality. Your reality mirrors how you feel when you speak or think about your story. If your story is not sustainable or healthy, if it involves doubt or fear, if it's self-depreciating or erodes your confidence, you'll need to change your story and take back your power to achieve coherence and empowerment. For those of you who need the science, here it is. The words of your story activate a photon storm in your brain. That photon storm causes your brain to create neurotransmitters, which in turn create a specific emotional response in direct correlation to how you interpret the words. That emotional response then either brings you into a state of coherence or incoherence, empowerment or disempowerment. To be empowered, you need to be in coherence with the truth of who you are. That truth is that you are living in a quantum universe where everything is possible. To create the reality that you want to be experiencing, you must tell a story that matches what empowers you. If you don't like a story that you have created, you can change it. You change it with your I am story. Your I am story is where you get to be creative, where you get to choose a new reality. Well, there's no time like the present, so let's try it now. Choose an adjective that describes how you want to feel right now. Then add it to I am. I am. Boom. You've activated the photon storm in your brain. It's creating those neurotransmitters, which are now creating a new emotional response. State it again. I am. Say it again to yourself. And again. And again. And take a deep cleansing breath. And say it once more. I wonder, how do you feel in response to your I am sentence? Did the words get easier the more you said them? Did you feel empowered or disempowered? Repeat as necessary. I appreciate you listening. Thanks so much. Please go to speakpipe.com/debrajones to share what you thought about this episode and what you'd like to hear next on Own the Gray. This episode of Own the Gray is brought to you by I Am. Discover your unique talents, realize your potential, and align to your path. Take the first step to uncover your life purpose by visiting debrajones.ca/courses.